Hey guys, KH fan, Duncan here. Felt like doing a video for worst albums of 2011. Since I already did a top 20 top 20 video of my favorite metal albums of 2011. I mean, 2011 was a really, really good year for metal. Lots and lots of good metal has come out this year that was very enjoyable, but there was also releases that came out this year that just purely sucked. So let's get on with it. First one, one of the disappointments for me was the new Children of Bodom album, Reckless, Relentless, Forever. If I'm saying that right, if I'm mixing the first two. But anyway, this album I felt was a bit rushed for Children of Bodom. Blood Drunk I thought was great, but the new one, it's just not doing it for me. I mean, there's a few good tracks on there, but I just couldn't enjoy this album. Next one, Suicide Silence, The Black Crown. I was expecting this album to be a step up from No Time to Bleed. I was wrong. It's still overly generic. Mitch Lucker's vocals aren't as good as they used to be. I will say that the guitar work has gotten a slight bit better, but yeah, nothing special really. I mean, the only songs I like on the album are like the opening song, Slaves of Substance, and the two songs where they had one with Jonathan Davis of Korn and one from Frank Mullen of Suffocation. Those songs I actually enjoyed. But yeah, and then some of the lyrics were just really, really cheesy. Like, you only live once, so just go fucking nuts. I mean, you don't think a band like Suicide Silence would make positive messages like that. Like, it's just completely weird coming from a band like them. Next disappointment. Chelsea. Oh no, not a disappointment. It's just a piece of shit. My Damnation by Chelsea Grin. Oh my god, this was one of the worst things I've heard all year. Like, the vocals, that's the part I just can't stand. They're probably the worst vocals I've ever heard in my life. Like, the guy should not try screaming, and they make Suicide Silence sound like they're technical. Like, Suicide Silence actually puts out a better album than Chelsea Grin. Chelsea Grin's album is Chelsea Grin in general is like an overly generic piece of shit band. Like, I wasn't impressed at all with this band. I mean, it's overproduced bullshit, and the vocals. Do I have to go back to that? Anyway, the next piece of shit album we're going to talk about, Illud Divinium Insanus by Morbid Angel. God, this is the biggest slap in the face of death metal. Obviously everybody was expecting this to be an epic return from the legendary death metal band Morbid Angel. We were all wrong. This album was a complete waste of time for the band. Honestly, it was just a Rob Zombie Rammstein ripoff for me. It was just basically an industrial album. I like how they just try to experiment, but no, don't do it. Morbid Angel, you're a death metal band, not a freaking electronic industrial band. You're not Rammstein or Coma Christ or anybody like that. It's just, basically, I mean, David Vincent basically ruined Morbid Angel for life. Like, I don't see them making any good albums anytime soon. If they're gonna keep going like this, I swear to God, I hope not. This album was like, this is basically the Saint Anger of death metal. If you guys know what Saint Anger is, you'll know in the next part, the next CD I talk about. So yeah, not a very good album. The only songs that I thought were actually good were Nevermore and Blades of Baal. Those actually sound like Morbid Angel songs, but this album just sounds overly produced. The drums are wickedly triggered. Tim Young, lay off the triggers, dude. Don't make him so clicky. And even Pete Sandoval, their drummer, actually hates this album. I don't blame him. Anyway, last but certainly not least, for the biggest piece of shit that came out this year, Lulu by Metallica and Lou Reed. Why did they do this? I don't know. I mean, obviously Lou Reed's... I mean, they're both good in their respective genres, but together, no. Lou Reed's drunken babbling does not work with Metallica's music at all. And of course, we all know this was this is going to become a famous meme. I am the table. Like, who came up with these lyrics? Seriously. Was Lou Reed, like, really just thinking that this was actually going to be good? And Metallica thinks that nobody understands it. Everybody thinks it's a piece of shit. Metallica should do us all a favor and just not be a band anymore, because they're letting down their fans like it's nobody's business. I mean, I love Metallica's old stuff, like from Kill 'Em All to even the Black Album. Just after this, it's just, no. Garbage. But, yeah, those are my disappointing albums of 2011. Let's just hope there's not as many disappointments next year in 2012 before the world ends, apparently. So, yeah, I might do some album reviews in the future. Keep it metal, and I'll see you guys later.